Okay, I've got these new colored pencils from Leisure Arts, and I wanted to use those today because I tried embossing with the watercolors, and it wasn't all that awesome because they will run. And so, like all colored pencils on watercolor paper, it is going to have highs and lows with the texture of the paper. So you can see that that is happening here. It's nothing more than the texture of the paper. If we go back a different direction, we can help to fill some of those in. But we have to go crosswise from where we were in order to make that disappear. Then let's see. Try our yellow for the bottom. Yellow's not as visible with those lines. Your yellow and your white just kind of blend together anyway because it's a much lighter effect. This looks like a gray that we can use up here on the top of the can. It's a dark gray, so really shade it lightly in between. Just going to do gray down here as well. This looks as close as gold as I can come for the inside seal. This is a nice orange. They go on really smoothly. I like the feel. I prefer the watercolor, but this isn't bad. I love to doodle with colored pencils after I've done my watercoloring, and making that extra shading that you can do with the colored pencils after you've finished watercoloring. But because I didn't want any of this to run, and I wanted to show you how to do that, and hopefully I've got my picture in frame today. This is try number 5. I'm not much of a talker when I color. I like to concentrate on what I'm doing. This is, now we could take, and there is a navy coloring pencil, We could do these little circles in here. We could do little circles, if I can make a circle, inside of all of those. Feel better soon, and then take and just do green all the way across our soon. Okay, so kind of went out of the line right here. A couple places I went out of the line. So let's just make another line. Make it look like I really wanted to do that. Let's just see if I drew a line here. Drew a line there. Maybe the line should have been here. The line should have been there. Line there. I could draw a line coming right down there. I don't know what the rule of thumb is on where to draw these shadows. I've got to get my lettering book back out. Okay, that will give us a try. So we can take and do our distressed embossing glaze antique linen over this whole thing. And this time, I don't think I have to worry about the colors running into each other, although it looks like I should be worrying. Even the colored pencil is coming off with that embossing pen. It does. Look at that streak. It's running the colored pencil. And these are not watercolor pencils, so I didn't think it would run at all, but it does. So now I'm just going to pretend that that's exactly what I wanted it to do. So this whole thing, really, in order to use this embossing powder, you should be doing the whole thing that's been laser printed, so that you don't have any issues with this kind of thing. Look how it just shades everything, just colors it right in. Well, that was a different look than we anticipated, or I anticipated. Okay, so here's my paper to put the embossing powder on. Just move it around with my finger a little bit and got that hand covered. Dump it back on my paper. Haven't quite got it all covered, but we'll go back a second run at it after I've used the heat gun on this and see what I missed. Okay, here we go. Just run it back and forth till the gun heats up so it doesn't burn itself out. Keep it moving. Okay, starting to go now. I don't know if you can see that. It's getting shiny and bright as we come down here. It's setting itself. Just slowly moving across so you can see how this works out. Well, that was a really interesting event. Let it dry for just a second. I can see I missed part right here, and I missed some right there, and I missed a few right there, but it's a cool effect, but it absolutely does run. I knew from yesterday it ran watercolor. Now I know today it just runs colored pencil. Whatever is in this pen is definitely interacting with everything else. So I'll just put the pen back on there, and we will put some more embossing powder on it and heat those spots again. That's the fun thing about this is, hey, if it doesn't work the first time, you can try it the second. Adding more embossing powder. Looks like I got it all covered. Now let's try the gun on it. I know this grandma part right there, there's a strip right there I didn't get. Okay, there it starts to melt. I don't know if you can catch that on the camera or not. Right down at the bottom. I did some more right in here. I can see it start to sparkle as I come back over it. Okay, there's the antique feel. Oh, I still missed one little spot right there. Try that one more time. Make sure I don't, even though it stained my pen, it actually isn't coming off on the paper. Put it back in the jar. The embossing powder goes a long, long way. And you can get it everywhere. Oh, there it goes. See it shine right up. Give it a once over because I can feel the grittiness on the mat. Okay, that is a new lesson learned because I didn't know that that embossing pen would run colored pencil. But it did, but the look turned out cool, so I'm happy with that. I'll go back in and fill in the edges with my watercolors or cut them down or just do it with my micron. Okay, have a great evening. See you again soon.